Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm not prepared. I'm gonna put on my dance hall voice. How about that? It's Mr. Brown Show. Good morning, everyone. I've been away for a little bit. And I've been away because I've just been resting, guys. I've been resting because, I've recently had heart failure. So, it tends to zap your energy. But I'm trying to get my energy back right now. I just got off the line with Fayetteville State University, where I was successful in setting up my academic year, and that means from this fall term to next fall term, 2025. I've already selected and put some classes down that I need to take in order to graduate from Fayetteville State University. Shout out to Fayetteville State University. The Broncos are you in? That is the slogan for this upcoming year for Fayetteville State. Are you in? But also giving a big shout out to BroncoiRadio.com, where every second of the day an artist is live. BroncoRadio.com. We are proud to be. So I'm back now. I'm going to try to get more content out on a continual level. That's it. That's all. So what's been going on? A lot has been going on. Somebody tried to kill him again. I don't know what happened, but this time this guy, it's flat. My Coca-Cola's flat. Somebody tried to get him a second time, and this guy seems to be a little bit eccentric. I mean, he's been rambling around, going around the country, doing all kinds of things for the past couple of years. Been a little, I guess what they'll say, a little strange. But it's been like a humanitarian, been doing a lot of humanitarian stuff. Anyway, so he's sitting in the golf course, camped out. He literally camped out for a day. So he camped out for a day. And you're probably asking yourself, well, what did he do to camp out? Well, he just laid there for a day or a night. Had I guess maybe a sleeping bag or maybe not, but he slept there at that spot overnight. And he got as close as 30 yards. Actually, the president was playing golf, and I think he was on the sixth hole. That's just where the alleged assassin was. He didn't even touch the gun. He had a gun out, but he didn't. He didn't. He didn't even fire a shot. Anyway, Trump would have been within 30 yards. And the guy had like an AK-47. Or a Soviet-made semi-automatic rifle. Anyway, which is basically an AK-47. Anyway, stuck the barrel through the gate, and I guess there was some there's a little walkway, and then you got some bushes and stuff, and a little bit of a walkway. And I guess the Secret Service station was like between the fairway and the fence and that walkway of the bushes, and saw the barrel come out. Fired, like, I guess he must have maybe fired maybe 4 or 5 shots. He probably got scared and emptied his whole clip into that area. And the guy ran, got caught on the highway. Had a manifesto of he left back a note that he had addressed to someone and said he had failed. He wrote the note. I guess he must have wrote the note while he was driving or on the way driving or however he did it. And he said he put up a bounty saying if I didn't get it, 150 grand to the first person who can get it done. I'm like, first thing I'm thinking, like, where do you have 150 grand If I'm the Secret Service, and like who else is in this with you? But he got away for a little bit. Then they caught him on the road, and they had him. They took him without incident, and he seemed pretty calm. He didn't seem like, I got arrested. No. And now he's in prison, and guess what? They're trying, not in prison. He's in jail, and they're doing everything they can to keep him from getting any type of bond. They're going to try to hold him without bond, some type of technicality. They're going to try to keep him from obtaining any type of bond to get out. Interesting. I wonder how much he paid this guy. Maybe the 150 grand comes from Trump. I don't know. Because Trump organized his last one, right? Just to get sympathy. I mean, come on, guys. The guy goes ahead and puts the barrel outside, pokes it through the fence. And if you look at the film and the way they filmed it, I mean, if you saw the barrel come through a fence, I mean, why would you be that? I mean, and then the president's not even there. It's like he's one hole away, like about maybe 60 yards away, something like that. And he doesn't walk, so he drives a golf cart. So he would have been there in no time on that particular hole. Come on. And they just catch him. And he seems to be a pretty well-to-do guy. He's a little off. You can tell he's off, but he's had money. Somebody's been funding him to do all these things and go to all these different countries. Anyway, Trump, his second plan failed. Or maybe it did. Then we talk about J.D. Vance, about Haitians eating dogs and cats. When I was growing up in Philly, there was a big thing going on about Asians, the Koreans who have takeout restaurants. And the thing was, like they were saying, in Chinatown, they had a lot of Asian restaurants and takeouts and things like that in Philly. And one of the things they said in Philly was, yeah, have you ever noticed in Chinatown there are no cats? You ever noticed that? Well, yeah, there were no cats in Chinatown. But that's just another thing. That's what they were saying about Asian people, Vietnamese, Koreans. But this guy Vance came out and said that the Haitian population of immigrants are going around stealing people's pets, like their cats and dogs, and then in turn eating them. He actually had the nerve to say that on TV. You saw that during the debate where Trump got his ass kicked. Sorry to say the whole word. Got his butt kicked by Kamala Harris. Good debate. Good debate. But he would come up and say something so ridiculous, especially with something that has not even been founded. Nothing has been reported. And he'll go ahead and repeat this and say this. That's almost like saying, remind me when I was in elementary school. I don't know what happened that day, but for some reason we got on alert and everybody was getting out. And the rumor was a green lady was coming to the school and all the kids panicked. And we didn't have cell phones back then, but boy, did they let us out early. This is back in the 60s. And the report, and they literally put the members of the school safety patrol on the doors of all the exit doors of the school. In actuality, I think we did have a threat where we had a alternative school for boys. It was called Cato, and they were saying that the rumor was from that was boys from Cato had a beef with somebody at our school, and they were coming up to fight or find these people, these individuals at our elementary school and beat them up. But people got scared. But then somebody turned it into a green lady was coming to the school. You know, the green lady, like the witch from the Wizard of Oz, was coming to the school. But I'm pretty sure it had something to do with the Cato. The individuals from the alternative school, Cato, was coming to um, seek out an altercation, physical altercations with a couple of students from my elementary school. So that's what it was. But anyway, I said that because it's almost as similar to that. It's so absurd. It's all so absurd to what is the word I'm looking for? Absurd to say something so crazy, so outlandish as what they said, and they doubled down on it. So um, there's been some crazy stuff going on. I mean, but speaking of really crazy stuff, how about Mark Robinson? He's the lieutenant governor for the state of North Carolina, and he has said a lot of nutty things in his commercials. I mean, physically has said some nutty things like abortion is not about killing the baby. It's about you didn't have enough responsibility to keep your skirt down, something of that nature. That's what he's talking about. That's the type of person. Then now he's coming out with now they're airing commercials with him saying, "Get mad at me if you want to. Some people need killing." And he's talking about the government can come knocking on my door. I got AK, I got AR, I got AK-47, I got AR-15s. I'm gonna put some lead in those britches. That's really, I mean, not that's, I guess, in power quoting Mark Robinson, not word for word, but that's the idea, basically saying, "Hey, I'm preparing for war, and I got all my AR-15s ready for the government." He's actually said that. He's actually said something to that effect in recent commercials in the state of North Carolina that's aired in the state of North Carolina. But he got in trouble because of something he did years ago way before this, where he was talking about how he wanted to be or how he was a black Nazi, and how he wished that they can bring slavery back. And if they brought slavery back, he would buy a couple slaves. This is coming from a black man, a fat black man, overweight, obese, fat man, fat black man. Somebody should have put a bullet in him a long time ago. Yeah, I said it. Somebody should have did away with him a long time ago. He's the one I was talking about how abortion was so an abomination. He later comes out with a commercial with him and his wife saying, "Me and my wife had an abortion early in our marriage." Hypocrite. Hypocrite. And his wife sitting there like as a prop, ain't saying nothing. I felt sorry for the woman. Speaking of feeling sorry for someone, I had how many of you have I saw that Oprah Winfrey the she had a like a town hall, or I guess was it a town hall type of deal, with Vice President Harris. What did you think about that? Because and she had the audience pose the questions. You know, if they had any questions, they can ask the question. And I didn't watch the whole thing because, well, I mean, I didn't really know where to find it. I saw the pieces and bits and pieces of it on CNN, and I was like, okay. One of the questions was, how do you plan to get us out of this economic struggle that most Americans are going through with high prices in the grocery stores, gas prices, making the cost of living affordable? And she came out with the answer that was I don't know what is it? What is the term? Sound, was it a sound break? A sound, some sound. Anyway, she came out with some type of answer where she was raised in a middle class family. Her mother worked, her father worked. Soundbite. That was the word I was looking for, guys. Soundbite. She comes out with this soundbite saying she was raised in a middle class family and how everybody worked hard and all this. And it ends there. It doesn't tell the people who actually asked the question, what do you plan to do? What are your plans? And she doesn't come up with a plan. She talks about how I was born in a middle class family and how everybody. Well, okay, great. We heard that in your introduction and when you introduced yourself to us. But what are you doing? I mean, tell us something. Give us the plan. Give us the plan. Tell us what you plan to do on your first day or your first week or your first month dealing with the new Congress or the new Senate or however it may be, how you plan to implement your ideas on how you're going to make things better for the middle class. That's what you're talking about. That's what you're building. That's what your stem of information is. It's basically on how I'm going to make the middle class better. Right? That's her premise, right? Making the middle class better, building the middle class. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And I'm getting to the point, if you hear a little bit of, I don't know, not skepticism, but if you hear a little bit of sarcasm, I guess, maybe, in my voice, it's because I'm wondering why in the world, what are you doing? Why don't you tell us what you're going to do? You're not telling us what you're going to do. You're like any politician. Vote for me and I'll set you free. I'll set you free. That was a lyric in a song by The Temptations. Excuse me. Vote for me and I'll set you free. Well, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do all these things for us, for the people who vote for you? And you're not giving any answers. You're giving sound bites. I'm tired of hearing about your mom. I'm tired of hearing about your middle class upbringing. I'm tired of it. Give me actual plans on what you plan or what you're anticipating on doing as the president. You're not, because if you keep doing this, I don't like Trump, and I'm not going to vote for Trump because Trump doesn't have a plan either. But however, Trump did serve as president of the United States for 4 years. And it turned out he made a lot of people happy about what he was doing with sending out during the COVID, sending out $600 a week to people to stay home. Okay, that kind of kicked in on him and gave him some type of, I don't know, some type of favor. I'm not looking at it that way. I don't like his power. I didn't like what he did. I don't like what he totally let the whole country go into this epidemic. So many people lost their lives because of it, because of his ignorance. And and I won't vote for him. I'm not going to vote for the man because he doesn't really have a clue on what he's going to do. He has a clue. He has a clue. He's going to put all his power on rounding up immigrants, illegal immigrants who come into this country. He's going to round them up, and that's going to be the focus. If he gets in, that's going to be the main focus of what he's going to do while president. Also, not to mention going after people. He's going to go after those people who went after him. So look out. Look out for those people. If you did him wrong, look out. A lot of people literally at this time are talking about getting out of the country. For sure. And he need to if he gets elected. But I'm not going to vote for him. But if Kamala Harris cannot come up with any type of plan or plans for this country, I'm not going to vote for her either. I'm not going to vote for her. I mean, right now, she's just playing the race card because she's a black woman and she's a woman. And she'll be the first of the Indian descent and the first African-American woman to become president of the United States. What the? Who gives about? Who cares about that? What are you going to do when you're doing for the 4 years? What are you going to do for those 4 years? So I'm not falling out of favor with Kamala Harris, but she's not really doing a good job, though. She really isn't. She's just going off of hype of the people. And she's running these pretty good campaigns against like people like Mark Harris. Because Mark Harris, like I said, Mark Harris, that's a moron. That's a complete moron. I mean, if I could find his parents, I would kill them just for having them. You know, Mark Harris is a complete walking, you know what. But and that person doesn't need to be in anybody's office. I'm amazed that he got elected lieutenant governor when he got elected lieutenant governor. But and that's why Cooper deliberately took his name out of the running as being a running mate for Kamala Harris, because had he said, yes, I would love to do that, and had he been selected, he would have to now relinquish the power of the state over to the lieutenant governor. And the lieutenant governor would then become the governor, which is Mark Robinson. And Mark Robinson, during that quick little time between now and November, now and November, would have done undone everything that Governor Cooper had done for the state of North Carolina. And Cooper realized that. And so he did not go. He did not leave. He did not relinquish the office. God bless him. Thank you, Jesus, for that. He did not. But this is getting kind of crazy. You know, somebody came out with that thing, and he came out a major donor or major major supporter dropped support for Mark Robinson. Most of his staff quit last week due to these allegations and what came out. He also came out and said how he loves porn and how he loves a certain genre of porn, if you will. That has nothing to do with him. You're a grown adult. You can like whatever you like as long as it's not offending or hurting someone and taking advantage of someone or taking advantage of children. He can like whatever he likes. But he is a hypocrite. It's a lot of craziness going on right now. It's going to get even crazier with 43, 42 days left, something like that. It's going to be a real, what's the word? It's going to be a real show. It's going to be very interesting. It really is. It's the Mr. Brown Show. I know I rambled on for a while. I have not been on for a while. And you're probably saying, this is boring as hell. I apologize. But I'm back, and I'm going to try to make things a little bit more interesting. Oh, and I forgot to say something. Most of the people have gone. They've got off and went away. But have you thanked God for waking you up this morning? I did. I thanked him for waking me up this morning and giving me another year. Yeah. I don't celebrate it, but because there's nothing to celebrate. But thank God for waking you up this morning. Because a lot of people did not get the opportunity to do that today. Especially those who were looking to celebrate another year. They didn't wake up this morning. So give God the glory, give him the praise. And know that everything that's going on in your life right now, he's in control. You don't have control of it. You want to have control of it. You think you have control of it, but you don't have control. It's Mr. Brown Show.